Hello everyone and welcome back to Murph's Models.
Today we're going to do another character from Tim Burton's Corpse Bride.
I really love looking through the artwork.
Particularly the designs of the character designer, Carlos Granger.
And I found this lovely lady. And I found this rather attractive gentleman. No, hang on. I think I've got a better idea. I think this dude looks like even more fun. So let's go ahead and I'll start creating this guy from the land of the dead. From the Corpse Bride. Today in the Wall of Weird, I'm going to build this guy with the tash, with the really weird hairpiece and a bit of a goatee. He's quite skeletal and I think he'll be fun to make. So let's crack on. So now I have a piece of wood with 2 holes in it. I have some coat hanger wire. What I'm going to do is twist around the coat hanger wire
so that I have something to wrap the foil around when I make the head.
And then you just need to pop it into the holes like that. Get some foil. You want this basic shape like that.
So let's scrunch this foil up into a ball.
That way I waste less of the Sculpey that I have. Then with the ball on a stick, push those eye sockets in. Okay, so that's a good start, I think. I'm going to use Sculpey oven baked clay. I've got a whole load of Sculpey here, and under here I have a fabulous pasta machine which rolls out pasta in lovely thin strips, but it's also perfect for Sculpey. So all you need to do is get one of these lovely pasta machines, attach it to your desk, start pushing it down into the rollers, and you should get some lovely thin Sculpey.
So let's lay that thin Sculpey over the head and push the eye sockets in. Pull away at the back and start snipping the top so that we can smooth it all around the top of the head. And also, just do a little bit more on the eye sockets there. And then you can also smooth around the back. So, I've done some eyelids for this dude.
So that I can even start now giving him some expressions, like, for instance, he can start looking quite sad, or he can even start looking quite angry. Just by changing where the eyelids sit, you can make him sad, you can make him happy, you can make him angry, you could make him sleepy, or even really surprised. So, that's what the magic of eyelids can do. But we're not going to do that yet. First up, we are going to get a jawline happening with the help of this picture of a skull.
Just helps me to check where the cheekbones sit. I'm pushing in a bit of a nose shape. Now it might be time
to pop him down there and cut out a mustache or two. And I'm just going to use any old bits of paper here just as a guide. I'm trying to do it basically to this scale of the printout I've got here. I always go a bit whooshy with my curvy lines, and actually that mustache is reasonably straight. Oh yeah, I think that's good. I might even paint that black.
So I've decided that the upper jaw is a bit too long. So I'll chop that off and then make some sockets for the teeth. And next up, it's the creases in the forehead of this gentleman who's obviously a little bit worried about something. After that, I have put a lovely eye bag sag under this eye, and then I'll put lots of nice wrinkles in there so that he looks a little bit disheveled, perhaps a little bit tired, perhaps he's had a busy night the night before. Oh, and yeah, I need to make sure that I put an eyebrow on the top there. After the brows, it's time to make some teeth. And after that, it's time to put both the teeth and the head into the oven for a good, solid bake. But before that,
I am just going to go over the whole of the sculpt with this brush, which gives a nice little texture to give a bit of a textural feel to the flesh of this strange, quite weird man. Now, what I want to do is concentrate on the jawline. So to do that, I've already bent some wire into the approximate shape of what I think the jaw should look like. And got that through like that. Then I'm going to bend it into the shape of the mouth.
This is so I can get a sense of whether the jaw is looking good and whether it's the right scale.
Take that on like that and then follow the wire. Same on this bit. I think that one needs to be a bit wider like that.
Snip those teeth out and start to put it all together. So now I can start to see that it's all coming together. The scale is right.
Now that we've got an idea of what this is going to look like,
I'm going to take all this cardboard off and then sculpt it in Sculpey. Looking good.
now it's time to do the teeth sockets on the jaw.
Using a pencil and then a very appropriate sculpting tool. Now it's time to bake this jaw.
So now we're going to put these top teeth in. I've got them here. I have numbered them so that I know which one's which. There's 4, there's 5. This is number 1, so that sits in this socket here. I have a little bit of super glue, my Hang Tough super glue. I'm going to put a drop in there. There we go. There's a drop of super glue in there. And then the round section of the tooth
Goes into the top of the socket.
that looks like number 3 there. So that will sit in the front here.
Number 4 and number 5. And then do the same with the lower jaw.
So now it's time to do the goatee on the bottom of the chin. So I've got some polymer, starting to put some shape to it. We'll cover it in the black string as we did with the lovely lady. We'll push that in like that. Do the same on the other side. Give a nice point at the bottom. I'll bake it like that and then I can trim back these edges once it's been baked. So now it's time to do his tash and his whatever that hairpiece thing is. I'm going to use some very thin 1mm wire to form the basis of these hair sections. First I'm going to do a curl like that using the very tip of these pliers. Turn that around like that. That sits with the curly. Like that. And I'm doing a similar thing with the mustache. This is just a structural thing so that we get a nice sharp tip at the end of the mustache. I mean, this one is a lot easier to do than that one. Bend it and then snip it off.
And now it's time to sculpt the shapes in Sculpey over the wire.
And push it down a little. Pull it, stretch it out a bit, and flatten it so that it wraps around the wire. I'll lay that where it's actually going to go, which is right about there. Press quite hard on that.
And then it's ready to bake. Now that everything's baked, it's time to paint everything black. Now, once all the paint is dry,
I am going to put lovely raffia type plastic string basically.
and using this
Hang Tough super glue, spread it over there, and then spread out the string, lay it on top, and then what you need to do is press down with some sort of metal implement to glue it down onto the super glue. And you need to hold it there for about 30 seconds until it dries, till you've completely covered the goatee.
and do similar with the mustache. Snipping it to length and then super gluing it to the front edge. And don't forget to paint everything black again once it's covered.
So now it's time to do his neck. I get the wire that I'm going to use inside the neck. I get some Sculpey, cut a slither down through the middle, and then push this in. Wrap it around the wire, and then roll it like that. And I start doing segments. And now I put this in the oven to bake, and hopefully they'll break apart. I'm going to use this painted section as a centre back.
So each spine will sit
About like that. One done. And two done.
And here's the last one. And now they go in to bake.
So now it's time to paint this guy. You need to give it a wash of water first.
And now I'm going to give it a second wash of raw umber.
I'm just going to do a splosh in through here. A splish, splosh, dosh. There we go. I always confuse my raw umbers and my burnt umbers. And even sometimes my burnt siennas. But there we go. It's an affliction that I have. I'll live with it. Okay, like that. Good.
Now we'll put him away to dry. And while the head's drying, it's time to give the neck a bit of a paint as well. Now that the neck's completely baked, it's ready to have a lashing of raw umber.
I think I'm going to go for a little bit of blue to start off with. Under the eyes, see what this looks like. I might do a little bit of this sort of purpley blue here. I think the eyelids should have a little bit
Of blue as well. Now it's time for some nice white teeth.
There we go.
And now it's time for the eyelashes. Just a splash of black paint along the edge. And that's it for the painting.
So I almost forgot all about this collar around the base of the neck. So here we go. We've got some Sculpey, and I'm just going to soften it up in my hands and then put it in here and turn it in on itself like that. There we go. We've pretty much got what we're after. So now I'm going to bake that.
Now with some PVA, I'm just going to glue on the odd whisker, just to make him look a little bit more sort of raucous and maybe even dishevelled.
So now it's time to glue this kooky chap together. Dribble in there, and a dribble in there. Push this in here like that, and there we go. That's in. That won't move now. I also want to put this hairpiece on. Put this on first. There we go.
And now a bit of a dab of super glue.
Like that. So I'm just going to put a little dab of glue just there and just in there, just so that it holds the eyelids on, but doesn't necessarily mean I can't get them off if I'm not happy with the placement. Now I'm going to put these mustaches on with just a dab of super glue. Not be too much. I'll put half on that one, half on the other one. There we go. Okay, good luck. Here we go. We're only going to get one go at this, I think.
Yeah, not too bad.
Last but not least, I'm just going to do these eyebrows that go on top up here.
I've already made 2 cardboard patterns, so all I need to do is cut it out in felt and then a bit of PVA glue and stick them on top of the brow like that. And there you go, all done and ready to hang. Thanks for watching, and if you liked this video, why not click subscribe and indeed give us a like. We'd really appreciate it.